Was there a true animus with you in the Celtics? Like a true animus, like you genuinely did not like those guys in green?
Yeah. And it lasted for a long time. You know, I mean, to the point where Cedric Maxwell, you know, who's Cornbread.
He's doing the games now.
He's doing the games. And he was also doing a radio show before every game. And I guess all the coaches from the opposite team would come in and he would interview the coaches for his pregame. And I'm coaching New Jersey, so I'm not too far removed from not, having that hatred that I had for the Celtics. And our guy, Bob Marks, who was our PR guy in New Jersey, says, Coach Cedric Cornbread wants to come in and interview you. And I looked him straight in the eye and I said, hell no. Just like that. He was like, serious, Coach? I said, I'm not talking to him. That's awesome. That was my rookie year as a coach.
Yeah, I know, but that's the year 2000,
right.
Byron. I mean, when you say you're not too far removed, I mean, you're like 10 years at least.
Right. I couldn't do it. It took me till the next year when Bobby said, Coach, please. He talks to every coach before the game. You got to at least talk to him. I said, I don't have to do you know what. And then I finally said, okay, I'll talk to him. When he came in the room, I still had that, I'm going to stand here and, talk to him, but I'm not going to like this. I'm not going to enjoy it. But when we finished the interview and we talked for about 5 or 6 more minutes, and all of a sudden I was like, you know what? He ain't a bad guy. He's not bad. And then I talked to Danny, a few months ago, later. Mm-hmm. And then I saw, LB, and all of a sudden I started realizing that, the reason I hated these guys is because they were just like us. In a sense of they just wanted to win. They didn't care about who got the glory. They didn't care about the individual accolades. They just wanted to win championships. They just did it in a different way. So then I had respect for them back in the day, but I had more respect afterwards because I really got to know them as people, and it was kind of cool after that. So I don't harvest that anger anymore, Rich.
Well, I do, Byron, have a mandate as somebody in this chair to ask you if there is one person from the Celtics teams where you still do have that little bit of resentment for.
I don't.
Not McHale?
No. Okay. Kevin and I coached against each other for a number of years. Okay. When he was at Houston, I was at New Orleans, and not Danny, which would be the obvious pick. Sure. No, I don't. ML Carr, none of them. I really don't.
ML Carr, man. Hold on a second. As a Knicks fan, him with that towel. Come on now, with the towel.
Yeah.
He'd score 1 point, 2 rebounds.
Yeah, if that.
See, I could bring it. I can bring it out of you. It's in there.
But look, I mean, I've seen ML in the past 6 months. I've talked to ML on the phone. Everything. Okay. We're good.
Well, that's good. Is that missing from today's game today?
Yes. I truly believe you don't have those type of rivalries anymore because all these guys grow up in an era where they play AAU ball together. They play on these traveling teams, so they get to know each other from their age of 9, 10 years old until they get drafted in the NBA. So I don't think they harvest that type of feelings when they're with an organization like the Los Angeles Lakers or the Boston Celtics, which has so much history against one another. So when I came in the league, I inherited that feeling because, the guys I was playing with and the guys who played with that Laker, purple and gold jersey on before me, the Jerry Wesses and the Will Chamberlains and the Gail Goodriches and guys of that nature, who couldn't stand the Celtics. So it was just like that's how it's how it's supposed to be.
Well, what do you say, Byron Scott, to people who say, well, don't criticize the Warriors for being a super team. Take a look at those Celtics. Take a look at the 80's Lakers. They were a super team. Do you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I do. I don't criticize. I didn't criticize Kevin Durant when he wanted to go to Golden State. I personally wanted him to stay at OKC, but
why is that?
I just thought that they had a great chance to beat the Golden State Warriors, and I was, like, why would you want to join them instead of beat them? Back in our era, Magic Johnson wouldn't join Larry Bird. He wouldn't join Michael Jordan and vice versa. They wanted to beat each other. So that was my only take on it. But when he decided to go, I was like, listen, the man is his own guy. He's going to make decisions that's based on what's best for him, and I respect that.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.